Alright, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Land Hardcore Survival. 10K start. Last time we left off, we had honey in process. We went ahead and got that loaded up, ready up here to sell. We're just waiting on the best price. And we've got a little bit of our yard mowed. I think the main idea here is probably to get mowing and try and get a forage wagon. Now, something that I saw kind of in the comments a little bit was silage. So I do like the idea of silage. The biggest thing we'd have to get is a forage wagon, but I think that's something we could probably strive to. The cheapest forage wagon though is going to be around $30,000. But as you can see, we have quite a bit of honey loaded up. We're just waiting on it to be ready to sell, and we'll get going. So let's see what we can get into today. Alright, so let's see here. We just need to check prices of honey. Honey is coming up, so looks like honey is going to peak somewhere around March, but it's actually going to keep coming up over the next couple months here. So we are into October and halfway through October, so maybe we could wait even into November and December. One of the forage wagons we were looking at is this guy right here. Now it only takes 60 horsepower. Our tractor has 66, so we should be able to pull it and run it. Now I don't know how much it'll hold, but it should hold enough that we can kind of go. This is something big that we really need to do. And then, so we need 30,000 for that, and then we're also looking at possibly a silage bunker, which they are just around it's a sugar beet silo, sugar cane silo. What's this one here? This is 25,000 for that. Manure heap for that, 35 for the big sugar beet stuff. Let's see what the silage. Ooh, that's a really big one. So it looks like we're probably going to have to go with this one, 25,000. So we need around $55,000 to really get into the silage procedures. Or is there something smaller? Let's see. That's bales and pallets. What's this here? It's crop storage, farm storage. Wooden beam storage, bark mulch, silo, wooden beams, wooden planks, wood chips, bales, and then yeah, of course, the sugar cane and sugar beets, open storage. Yeah, these are all for pallets and things. So it looks like, yeah, that's what we're going to have to get up to this one here, this bunker silo for silage. So that is something we can work towards. I think that would be a good idea, because right now our main crop, or main thing we can really do is just mow. So let's head back over to the farm and work on getting the rest of this field mowed off. So we're coming towards the end of October here, getting into September, November time frame. I think that'll be about the best time to sell, and we should have quite a bit of honey left over. Now, I do apologize. I did have the initial start where we loaded up the honey and we got it going and we're doing the mowing, but it seems like that file got corrupted, so we decided to restart here and do another intro for you guys, and hopefully you won't be as bored watching me mow grass. So that's a good thing. We figured out earlier, it looks like we can only lift about 2 pallets with our pallet lifter. It is a little difficult, but we can do it. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on the honey and make sure we don't get more than 2 pallets stacked up there. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that while we're mowing here. And we've got quite a bit of the field mowed. So I think eventually we're going to have to get rid of that little baby forage wagon. I mean, it can move grass for now, so honestly, if we get to where we can get a bunker silo before the forage wagon, we could probably do that. But I believe the honey's actually going to make us enough money to get a forage wagon. Yeah, if we can wait out till max price, we're going to have about 20,000, and by the time that comes around, we should have more than that, and we should be right around that 30,000 mark and be able to get that forage wagon. if we get the forage wagon, we can sell grass until we can afford the bunker silo, sell honey and grass. And I think that's going to be our main commodity probably for the next couple episodes. It's just going to be really stacking that up, really getting the money in the bank until we can get a silo in there. And yeah, kind of get going. So let's get this mower attached and get to mowing the field here. Alright, so eventually, hopefully we'll be able to turn this into a irritable crop and we'll be able to plant some stuff here. To do that though, we're definitely going to have to get a stump grinder. I think they're around 25 or 26,000. Looks like maybe we just found another stump there. Let's see. Yeah, we found another stump there. So we'll have to definitely get those out of the field so we can get some crop in. But that'll be a little bit later down the road once we get to a point where we're making enough money that by the time the crops are ready, we'll be able to afford a harvester. Because I think that's going to be our biggest purchase, big purchase in the beginning when we get there is going to be a harvester, so that way we can harvest our grains or crops or whatever we put down. We're just going to see what season it is when we get to that point to be able to see what we can plant. Because we are playing with seasons now. The tough part for that is we're probably going to have to wait until the grass grows back. I don't know if by the time we get ready to do crops, if we're going to be able to, we should be able to afford a fertilizer. That's going to be the tough part. So I'll probably look for something like a direct drill or something that will allow me to fertilize as I plant with the fertilizer, so that way we can get 50% from the grass and then hopefully another portion of that from the planter itself. So I think what we'll do now is we'll hit the first time lapse of the video. We'll finish up the rest of this field and see where we're at with the honey. We'll see you then. Okay, so that's the field mode. we are almost out of fuel, so we're going to head up here. I think we'll go ahead and drop the mower right here. Let's go ahead and fold it up and lower it. And we need gas, as you can tell. Our deal is beeping at us here. There we go. Cut it off. And it's saying, hey, you're about to run out of fuel. So let's go up here, refill the fuel. On the way up here, let's go ahead and check the price on honey. Honey is actually coming up nicely. So we've got just about $22,000 in honey available. Let's check the used section here and see if there's anything maybe we can use. No, not really. Again, we need to get up to 30,000, so I think we probably can try and survive in the next month. We can mow a little bit more grass too. That'll just be more. So something I was looking at, if we could possibly get a windrow and a tedder. They're pretty cheap, and I think if we sell hay instead of grass, we can really bump our profit up quite a bit. So I'm going to check that out while I'm at the store here. We'll fill up with fuel, and while we're doing that, we'll check the prices on a windrow and a tedder and see kind of what it's going to cost us to possibly do that. So let's go ahead and get some fuel, and then while we're doing that, let's check the store here. Alright, so windrows. This one has a working width of 3.5. This is 3.4. 2.5, 2.5, 2.9. So what's the difference between that and this? That's a tedder, and that other one's a rake. Okay. What's the working width on this? 4.7, 3 meters. What's this? 8.4. Oh me, oh my. 8.5, 8.4. Now that is something that I think we could probably, so we could get for right around 20,000. Now, it would set us back on getting the wagon, so I don't really want to do that. How much is this guy? 2.5 meter working width, but we could push 2 rows together. 3.4 meter working width. 5,900. Do we go with the 2 New Hollands, maybe? I feel like maybe that only needs 40 horsepower. Ooh, that's a good question. How much does the windrow need for horsepower? That needs 18, that needs 40. That only needs 35. That needs 35. How much does that need? See, that needs 80. So we definitely can't do that regardless. 35 horsepower, 40 horsepower, 18 horsepower. 9 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour. I think this is going to be our best option, is to go with the New Holland rake and the New Holland tedder. That's $2,400 and we can run hay. Now, with that being said, let's just take a look here. Let's go ahead and turn off this so we're not wasting fuel. Yep, nothing in the used section currently, but I think for $2,400 it's worth it to get the tedder and the rake. Now, we be able to tell them apart. That's a 258, and that's a 258. Okay. Is there any difference between the two? That's... Honestly, the tedder does windrow it as well, so we could do 2 rows on top of each other, and maybe we could just tedder for hay. How much is hay going for versus grass? That's the next question. So grass is about 147. This goes up to 186. Let's show current price and see what we got here. So that's currently at 143. That's 183, and it's not even that much more. So I think it will. I think it'll be worth it. When's the hay? Hay's best in November, which we're getting into in January. So honestly, we're getting into the same months where it's going to be the best. We need to get a pressure washer very soon, but I think we just need to go ahead and go with this guy. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy that. And I think hay versus grass. Now, it will be a little bit more time running that on the field, but I think it will be worth the time and the $1,200 to run this, so that way we can run hay versus grass. Honestly, I really do think it'll be worth it. Set us back $1,200, but that's not horrible. I think we'll make that up in a couple of loads of grass versus hay, and then hay we can feed to a lot more things like cows and other things along the way. So I think this is probably our best bet. Let's get another look at prices right now. $29.84, and it looks like it is stopping right around in there for right now. So where's honey? Yep, $29.84. I think we sell as soon as it gets up to around maybe 3,100-ish, probably in December or January. It's November, December, January. Yeah, and the cool thing about this is even if we tether this and the grass grows back, we can just double it up. So I think what we'll do is we will unfold, lower, and turn on. And actually, let me lift that. Let's go over here. I'm going to push a couple rows into each other and see what that looks like. So when we do get our wagon, oh yeah, that is, I think we'll be able to do that. That's hay. Hay is much better than grass. We can do this at about 11 mile an hour, which is pretty slick, and we'll be able to cover some good distance with this. So that'll be good. All right, very nice. Yeah, that's a pretty good swath. I think that's pretty solid, and I think we can. Yeah, we can definitely do this. Just get it close enough together that we can run two at once. Yeah, we'll just go up and down, run across the rows, and make nice big swaths of hay. I think that's going to be our best bet right now. So we're going to need to go. Let's go start at the other end, maybe. Yeah, we're going to go start at the other end. We'll work back this way, and we will let the honey keep piling up and see when prices are good. You know, I mean, right now we're at $29.86. I think by next month we'll be able to sell around the 3,100 mark. 3,100 with another month's worth of stock getting in will definitely probably put us in that range. We'll be able to buy our wagon. And then we can sell the hay that we've got loaded up and mow more, and we can just do hay and honey until we can afford maybe a silage barn or maybe some sheep. That'll be really good. So here we go. Alright, so it's tough. It really is. It's tough. I'm trying to decide like what is going to be our best options. I think this is a really good start. I wouldn't mind getting, hopefully, we could possibly get a greenhouse going with maybe some tomatoes and lettuce. I know those sell for pretty well, strawberries, tomatoes, and lettuce. We will need to, however, get a water tank to tow. And I think the one I was looking at was about $3,000. So we would need somewhere in the realm of about $1,300 or $13,000 to do a greenhouse with water, which is something we can look into. not saying we can't, it's just it's going to take a bit of time to do so. So yeah, I think this is a good plan. I know it's a little bit more time as far as running equipment on the field and fuel, but fuel in this tractor, as you saw, it doesn't need a ton, but even when it does need refueling, it doesn't take much to refuel it. This is also going to speed up our process when we start belling this, or not belling it, but picking it up, because we're going to have a lot bigger swaths, less rows to cut, less rows to go down, and yeah, I think it'll be really good. So yeah, good option, I think. I'm gonna miss him a little bit there. It's okay. If we can get it all into one nice big swath, we could always run down it one more time too. This is actually kind of doing windrowing and tethering at the same time, which is huge. That's something that, you know, a lot of pieces of equipment do not do. They'll windrow or they'll tether. They won't do both at the same time. So this is kind of nice. And it's nice and dry out right now, so it allows us to kind of get away with this. So there we go. Let's do a little bit of a headland right here too as well. Let's go up here and push that in and get a nice big swath so we have a good turnaround point. And we don't leave any grass outside our boundary either. That's another big thing. We do not want to have grass we can't collect. So I got to make sure we stay inside our boundary here. Very nice. Go. And I'm trying to fill in a little bit of the time, explaining kind of what we're doing. I know this can get kind of tedious at times, especially early on. So hopefully we can kind of stay with it, and then be good to go as we move forward here. I hate to keep doing a bunch of time lapses, but you know, it's tough to fill the time of tethering with too much jibber jabber. I know you guys don't want to sit here and just listen to me jabber the whole time, but soon we will have a lot more to do. Right now there's just not too much to do on the farm other than row grass and try and get as much money as we can early on. We'll start really picking up in production hopefully once we get some sheep and a silage pit that'll really kind of springboard us into the money. And once we do that, we'll be able to have more things to do on the farm, especially when we start planting. That's going to be a lot of fun, getting into harvesting crops and doing crops and seeing what crops we can do the best to make the most money with, and what kind of productions we can get into. I've already kind of looked into the future on that. Maybe some oils, I'm not sure. You know, we could always do some candy. We have sugar beets, candy, that kind of thing, sugar cane. A lot of cool stuff and options there with that. So, alright, well, I don't really know how much more I can ramble on for you guys, so I think we'll go ahead and cut to another time lapse. And we will see you back here once we have this field all tethered up. Until then, enjoy the show. Okay, so almost done here, and as you can see, it has started to snow. Luckily, it has not started to accumulate yet, so that is a good thing. But now we've got nice rows. We should be able to pick that up with the forage wagon. It was a little chaotic, took a little bit longer than expected, but I think it worked out in the end. So that'll be good for when we get our forage wagon. Now, the question, what's our price at? Oh baby, we are climbing, so we need to keep an eye on that. I think the best time to sell is actually December, right? No? January, February. I'm not sure if we're going to continue one more month. I think we go ahead and sell now. We can get up to 30,000. There's really not that big of a difference between the price and now and February. So let's go ahead, get this awesome tedder off of our tractor, and let's take a look here and see. So 3309, and we're at it's about $300 difference, only about $3,000 difference really, with where we're at on our honey. So I think it's time we go up, sell what we have on the trailer, and then we come back and reload up and get this thing sold, get a forage wagon. I think we go ahead, take this guy home, come back up, get the forage wagon. While we're driving, let's go ahead and check the used lot and see if there's anything good in here. Forage picker. That, on the other hand, may be what we need to get. How much horsepower does this require? None? It doesn't say. We need to look at that. 68% off. I know it's a used trailer, but honestly, that could be huge for us. Let's pick hay. That picks... Oh wow, that is beat up badly. But we can still use it. 43.4 meters squared, that's huge. 16 meter wide swath, that's huge. I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic. And we can go with the quad axle. We can pick whichever tires we want, can't we? I think that's what we go with. 17,614. Even if we fix it up a little bit, this trailer is huge. It's all black. Yeah. Well, how much is it to go bigger? 25. No, we don't have that, but we can do that. 17,614. That's half the price it would be for that other auger. We're buying that. Yep, we're buying that. I think we can pull that. And even if we pull it till it starts to get slow, that's huge. That is a huge thing for us. What a find, man. What a find. Alright, let's go get that thing. Honestly, I cannot believe we just got that. That is so cool. What a used lot find, right? Huge. We can go ahead and sell this thing. Yep. It's another $1,300 back in our pocket, so we're at $20,000. Now we sell hay. We'll definitely be able to get the sheep. Wow, how cool is that, guys? What are the odds? What are the odds? Now, the real question, how well is this tractor going to pull it? Now, we could upgrade to a new tractor very shortly as well. We might look into that option and see if we can get something. That New Holland had about 150 horse, which would be over double. It'd be about, yeah, it'd be over double what we have currently, which would be really good. Yep, this thing does hay. Oh, how good is this? Alright, let's hook this bad boy up. Okay, there we go. Hook up the lines and look at that, would you? Now, it's pretty beat up, don't get me wrong. Can we tow it? Yes, we can. All that's really bad on this thing is the paint damage. Let's see. What can we get for this guy? Now, if we repair it, paint it up, we could probably get quite a bit for that. So let's see what we would need. We'd need 18,000 to get this guy. No, that's only 110 horse. What would it be for the 150? Yeah, 56,000. Yeah, so 56,000 for 150 horsepower. Now that is something we'll have to remember, because honestly, I think we can get more horsepower for less. That has a front on it as well too, doesn't it? What's this Kubota? I'd really like to get to this, but if we're going to spend 109,000, we might as well go with a medium tractor, because even in the medium tractor range, yeah, look at that, 150 horse, 15 mile an hour, 195 liters of fuel on it, 58,000. That's probably, we might need to look at that. 100,000 there is 175, and it has a front PTO. That may be our next tractor. The 7 series there, or how much is this? That's 190 horse, but this also has, I'd like to get something that has a front loader option. Does this have a front loader option? No. Does this have a front loader option? No. About this guy, does this have a front loader option? No. Actually no, I need to look and see. So let's look at this one. Front loader attachment, yes. Okay, so this does have a front loader attachment. Okay. So that would be 100,000 for that. It'd be 175 horsepower. This should be probably our next tractor that we go with. That gives me more weight. It's an extra 10 grand, but that's very large. And then we can buy a weight for the front. It does have a front attachment with the front loader. And camera system, yeah, we could set up a camera in it. It's nice. Working cameras are always great. Alright, this may be the next tractor we go for. I like the John Deeres, but for now, let's see if we can haul some hay. And I think if we can haul some hay, we get to the point where we can get us... Now, the fact that we're at 20,000 means that we can probably go for the larger sheep pen, I believe. Let's see here. So, animal, sheep, 45,000. Yikes. That'd be another 25,000 we'd have to get. Let's see how much we make off the hay. I think that's going to be our kind of... I think we sell all of our hay that we have, see where we're at money-wise, and then kind of go from there. We're actually at a point we could start doing crop. How much is the harvester, the cheap one? 75,000. It's 100,000. So 100,000 for a harvester, or if we get lucky, one will show up in here. $13,000 for a field creator. How much horsepower does it need? It needs 160 horsepower though, so let's see what this looks like unfolded. Oh baby, look at that. Let's see how much hay we actually get, and we'll just have to keep an eye on our RPMs here, because it may start to get too heavy for us to pull. So we'll just kind of go very nice and slow here, and if we start to bog down a little bit, we'll know that we're getting a little too heavy. I think I could probably get both of these, couldn't I? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, we probably could get both of those, but we'll just have to do that on the way back. I don't want to get too heavy. Okay, well let's go ahead and ramp it up and see how much money we can make. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, and off we offload. Watch the money roll in. So I'm thinking we'll probably have somewhere in the range of 55 to 60,000 after we sell all of our hay. We do have another half of a field we could cut, which would be huge, and we could possibly do that after we get the sheep. But I think we're going to be able to get the larger sheep enclosure, which is going to be, yeah, we're definitely going to be able to get it. So another 81.29 there. If we can get 2 more trailers full of hay, which I think we can do, we should be in really, really good shape. And the nice thing about that is this sheep enclosure, it has water hooked up to it. So all you do is just pay for your water. You don't have to water them. All you have to do is feed them, which is wonderful. That is a really good feature. So we'll have the plumbing done, building down, get some sheep, and we'll have sheep and bees. And then once we make enough money, we'll probably get a spinnery and a tailor shop. Start making clothes as fast as possible. Alright, well, we ended on that little one down there, but I think we'll start down here and just go ahead. I think we can get all 3 of these rows, or pretty close to. Nah, we'll just get 2. How close is it? Let's see. Can we get all 3? Nah, it widens out down there. We'll get as much as we can, though. I think we can take all 3 of these right now. Let's make sure we don't miss any on the right side. As much on the left as we can. There we go. That's about all we're going to be able to get. I think we may not get 2 more. We may get 1.5. Will we have enough to get the sheep enclosure and sheep? I think we will, and honestly, I think we have more honey in the pot too. No, we do not have bees making honey. Apparently they're not making honey because it's cold outside. So we could always mow a little bit more grass if we need to. I think we'll have enough though to get the sheep enclosure and probably a few of the sheep. And once we get the sheep enclosure full, we'll also start reproduction as well, which would be really good because they'll make babies, and babies mean more sheep. More sheep means more money. And that's always a good thing. I think we missed a little bit right there. We'll have to grab it before we go back. Let's see. It's just a tiny bit there. We'll grab it. And then we'll head back down this row. Looks like we're only going to have about 1 more trailer full. So, kind of misjudged what we were going to get, but should still be okay. We may have to do a little bit more mowing. We're going to have to do more mowing regardless because we are going to have to feed the sheep, so we won't have any hay left over to do that. But we can feed them grass, and this can pick up grass, so if we need to, we could just do a couple laps with the mower, get some grass, sell that, get our sheep, and then feed them the leftover grass, which would be probably the best thing. Yeah, we're going to be full here, and then we'll have a little bit left over, so yeah, a little bit, we should be fine to be getting our sheep enclosure. I think what we're going to have to do is run a couple more laps with the mower, get the grass, sell the grass, and then also get the sheep. So let's take a look here and see what are grass prices like right now. Yeah, they're not bad, and they're actually coming up. So we can definitely mow into the winter here. It's not sticking yet. What's the calendar look like as far as temperature? Ooh. It may start sticking here very, very soon. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, the bees are on hiatus. They're hibernating. So the nice thing is we don't even have to tether the grass. This thing's wide enough we can just mow and pick it up, which is going to be a really big time saver moving forward. Alright, dropping the last of our hay here. Well, almost the last of it. Let's see how close to 50 we get. And, yeah. So close. I think we'll hit 50. We'll be able to get the enclosure, but we need to get sheep with it. So I think we just wait. We take the time, get some grass, get up to around 55, 56,000. That will allow us to get the sheep enclosure, get it level, do all the construction, and then we'll have like 3,000 or 4,000 left over for sheep. Now sheep are usually only 100 or 2 per sheep, so 10 of them is going to be a couple thousand. So I think we'll be okay, especially with getting them delivered. It's going to be a little extra on top as well, so we'll definitely have to account for that. Almost hit that tree. But yeah, I think we're doing well. Looks like that snow is going to start accumulating very, very quickly here very soon. So we need to get this cleaned up as soon as possible. Is this little bit going to be $400 worth? That's the question. Possibly. We'll see. We may have to hunker down until February, March time frame before we get our sheep, which is going to hurt our production because we, the sooner we get them, the sooner we start making wool. So, but that is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We made quite a bit of money in the last month and a half, 2 months, and yeah, that is fantastic. So let's go ahead and get this turned in. Last little bit here, and we'll see where we stand. Now I'm pretty sure, I don't think the bees produce in January. I don't think they do. Just because there's no flowers, no grass, no nothing, they hibernate in this month. And that's why we're not getting any honey. Or I could be completely wrong, and they are making honey. Who knows? Let's see. Yep, no honey. So they are definitely not producing this month. Which is okay. That's natural. You know, it is winter time. So they did their job. They got us in a position where we could get this. Let's check out just the field creator now. No other used equipment that we can get to. I'm telling you, if a used harvester comes through that store, and it's like one of the lower, like cheaper ones, and we can get it for 30, 25, 30, 45, 40 even, I mean, that would be huge. Alright, let's see if we can hit 50K. Hey, not accepted here. That's it's very interesting that you say that. Because I believe it is accepted here, because I've been selling it here for the last little bit. Unless they hit their cap and they won't accept it anymore. Excuse me? Hello? Is there a manager I can speak with? Is there a manager in the house? Hello? We may have hit the cap of what we can sell. That may be the issue. Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna have to wait till next month to sell our hay, so we'll go ahead and we'll just leave this here for now. Apparently we can't sell any more hay this month. They are full, which is kind of a bum, but not a big issue. Actually, we should have brought our trailer back on. No, we're cutting grass, we're not cutting hay, so should be okay. Well, let's go home. I say we get into February. It is cutting it pretty early this afternoon on this. We could mow some. You know what? I think we go ahead. We're going to need to. So let's just go ahead and get a couple, see if we can mow. If the snow's coming in, we should be able to mow it. We just may not be able to grow it. So let's get the mower on here, get it unfolded, and see if we can mow. If we can mow, we'll go ahead and get grass going. And yes, we can mow. So let's just mow out a couple of patches here. Well, it looks like we're going to have to wait till next month to sell our hay, so as always, remember, if you like the video, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.